Welcome to the Coins Quest, your ultimate destination for uncovering the hidden treasures buried right inside your pocket change, where every coin tells a story and every cent could be a small piece of history worth a fortune. In today's deep dive, we're exploring one of the most mind-blowing discoveries in the coin world, the 1978 no-mint Mark 1 cent USA coin that shocked collectors and experts alike with an astonishing estimated value of $12 million. All because of a combination of fascinating minting errors, production mistakes, and the remarkable rarity that makes it a true crown jewel among American coins. Before we get into the thrilling details of why this small copper coin could buy you a mansion, let's set the stage for anyone new to coin collecting or just starting out on their journey into the exciting world of numismatics. Whether you've been stacking pennies since childhood, or you've just found an old coin in your drawer that looks slightly odd, this video will teach you how to recognize potential million-dollar coins, where to sell them for maximum profit, and how to build your knowledge so that you never accidentally spend a fortune at the grocery store. Now, the 1978 no-mint Mark 1 cent is not your ordinary Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks just like every other copper coin from the era, Abraham Lincoln's familiar profile on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. But what sets it apart is what it's missing, and what went wrong during its creation at the U.S. Mint. You see, coins are typically stamped with mint marks that identify where they were produced. Letters like D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and P for Philadelphia, though the Philadelphia Mint sometimes left coins without any mint mark at all. But in 1978, something unusual happened during the minting process that led to a batch of 1-cent coins without a mint mark that shouldn't have existed in that form. And the mistakes didn't stop there. The coin's metal composition, strike quality, and fine details reveal a series of die errors and planchet imperfections that transformed this simple penny into a breathtaking rarity. Collectors have noted double-die obverse errors on some specimens, where Lincoln's face or inscriptions such as "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" appear slightly doubled, creating a ghostly shadow effect under magnification. These doubling errors occur when the coin die strikes the planchet more than once but misaligns slightly between strikes, and in a world where precision matters, such imperfections can make a huge difference in value. Imagine holding a coin that was born out of a factory glitch yet ends up commanding millions because it's one of a kind. The 1978 no-mint Mark 1 cent is believed to have several variations, including weak strikes, off-center errors, die cracks running through the lettering or Lincoln's bust, and even discoloration due to metal composition issues. Some appear more bronze than typical copper-plated zinc coins. These small differences create endless fascination for collectors, each coin like a fingerprint of its own history. What really pushes the value into the millions, however, is the extreme rarity of finding one in pristine, uncirculated, or mint condition, especially one certified by a top grading authority like PCGS or NGC. When a coin like this surfaces at auction, collectors around the world compete fiercely to own a piece of minting history, driving the price higher than anyone expects. But what makes this even more incredible is that such coins are often found in everyday circulation, discovered accidentally by people who simply took a second look at their spare change. That's why learning how to spot these rare errors is essential, and the Coins Quest is all about helping you develop that sharp eye for detail. So, how can you identify a valuable error coin like the 1978 no-mint Mark penny? First, always check the mint mark area below the date. If it's missing when it shouldn't be, that's your first clue. Next, use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect for doubling on letters and numbers, especially in Liberty and In God We Trust. Look for die cracks or breaks that look like raised lines running across the coin's surface, which indicate flaws in the die used to strike it. Examine the coin's color and texture too. Sometimes, an incorrect planchet metal mix results in a coin with a distinctive hue or unusual luster. And don't forget about off-center strikes, where the design is shifted noticeably, exposing blank areas of the planchet. The more dramatic the misalignment, the higher the potential value. But identifying valuable coins is just half the story. The next big question every collector asks is, where should you sell them to get the most money? Selling rare coins requires strategy, timing, and understanding your options. If you've stumbled upon something special like the 1978 no mint mark 1 cent, your first move should be to have it authenticated and graded by a professional service such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC. These organizations not only verify authenticity but also assign a condition grade, which can make or break the coin's value. For example, a coin graded MS67 or higher can easily fetch exponential premiums over a lower grade version. Once your coin is graded, you can explore several selling avenues. Major coin auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or Great Collections specialize in high-value pieces and attract serious buyers with deep pockets. They take a small commission but can deliver jaw-dropping results, especially when bidding wars erupt between top collectors. Online platforms such as eBay also offer opportunities, but you need to be careful about setting minimum prices and verifying buyer credibility. Coin shows, conventions, and local numismatic clubs are another great way to meet dealers and enthusiasts who can offer appraisals or make direct purchases. Many collectors also prefer working with certified coin dealers who belong to the American Numismatic Association, ANA, or similar reputable organizations because they provide transparent, trustworthy transactions. Timing your sale can also be crucial. Selling during periods of strong collector demand or media buzz about rare coins can help you earn significantly more. In recent years, viral stories of people finding million-dollar coins in their change have sparked waves of public interest, making it the perfect time to review your coin jar and perhaps discover a hidden gem. But let's not forget the educational side. Understanding what makes coins valuable helps prevent costly mistakes. Many beginners make the error of cleaning or polishing their coins, thinking it improves value, but in reality, it can drastically reduce it because it damages the original surface and natural patina that collectors cherish. So, always handle your coins gently, preferably with cotton gloves, and store them in protective holders or airtight capsules to preserve their condition. Keeping records of where and how you obtained each coin also adds credibility and value when selling later. If you're just starting out in coin collecting, focus on learning about mint marks, coin grading, and the history behind each series. Start by examining Lincoln pennies from different decades. The small design changes and mint variations will train your eyes to spot differences. Pay attention to error types like doubled dies, off-center strikes, die clashes, broad strikes, and missing design elements. You can even find beginner-friendly coin books or online databases that showcase examples of known errors and their market values. Joining online communities or YouTube channels like The Coins Quest can also help you stay up to date with new discoveries and market trends. Remember, every great collector started by simply being curious about a coin that looked a little odd. Some of the most valuable finds in history came from ordinary people who took the time to look closely. Think of the thrill of realizing the penny you picked up off the sidewalk could be worth more than a luxury car. The 1978 no mint mark penny teaches us that even the smallest details, a missing letter, a faint line, or a subtle color change, can transform a common coin into a priceless artifact. Its story is a reminder that human error can lead to extraordinary value, and that's what makes coin collecting so endlessly fascinating. Beyond its financial worth, each rare coin is a piece of America's heritage, a snapshot of a moment when technology, artistry, and chance collided. The copper in your hands once rolled off the minting presses decades ago, survived countless exchanges, and now holds a legacy that bridges generations of collectors. So as you explore your own pocket change, think like a treasure hunter. Inspect each coin, check for unusual details, and research anything that seems off. Use tools like online coin value guides, professional appraisers, and collector forums to confirm your findings. And if you believe you've found something extraordinary like the 1978 no mint mark 1 cent, protect it immediately and seek expert evaluation. The world of numismatics rewards patience, knowledge, and curiosity, and there's always something new to learn. Perhaps your next find will be the headline-worthy discovery everyone talks about. Next, 1984 D1 cent USA coin. Now, let's continue our incredible journey into the world of hidden coin treasures by uncovering another jaw-dropping rarity that has stunned collectors across the globe: The 1984 D1 cent USA coin, a tiny piece of copper that's estimated to be worth around $6 million due to a series of minting errors, rare production flaws, and historical quirks that make it one of the most valuable modern Lincoln cents ever discovered. Imagine finding one of these coins sitting quietly in your piggy bank, a coin you might have thought was worth just 1 cent but is actually a rare masterpiece born out of a minting mistake that turned it into a millionaire's dream. The 1984 D penny, minted in Denver, stands out because of a very famous and dramatic error known as the double die verse, where the doubling of Lincoln's ear is so distinct that it almost looks like the 16th president has 2 earlobes, a feature so bold and visible that even beginners in coin collecting can identify it with the naked eye. This doubling occurred when the working die that stamped the obverse, front side, of the coin was improperly manufactured, resulting in a slightly misaligned second impression during the die creation process. When that die was used to strike coins, every penny produced from it carried the same doubled features, transforming them into a limited series of valuable error coins. The 1984 D doubled ear penny is one of those coins that bridges the gap between rarity and accessibility. It's rare enough to be worth millions in top condition but still occasionally found in circulation or old coin collections, which means that anyone with a keen eye could potentially uncover one. What makes it even more exciting is that many of these coins went unnoticed for decades, circulating through the economy like ordinary change, passed from hand to hand, spent at stores, dropped into jars, and forgotten, until one day, sharp-eyed collectors started spotting the error and the numismatic community realized just how special it was. Beyond the doubled ear, some versions of the 1984 D penny also show other minor anomalies, such as weak strikes, small die cracks around the lettering, or slightly off-center alignment, each of which can further increase a coin's value depending on severity and uniqueness. There are even reports of a few rare 1984 D pennies exhibiting planchet errors, where the copper plating over the zinc core was uneven or peeling, creating distinctive surface textures that make them stand out visually. These variations, while subtle, are what drive passionate collectors to hunt relentlessly through boxes of old pennies in search of that perfect specimen, because finding a coin like this in pristine, uncirculated, or mint-state condition can turn a simple discovery into a once-in-a-lifetime payday. The value of up to $6 million might sound unbelievable, but it's based on the extreme rarity of finding an untouched, high-grade example verified and certified by professional grading services such as PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. Coins that have been preserved with their original luster, free from scratches or handling marks, command astronomical prices at auction because they represent a perfect snapshot of a minting anomaly in flawless form. It's like owning a time capsule, a piece of American minting history frozen in perfection. For coin enthusiasts and beginners alike, understanding why coins like the 1984 D penny become so valuable is the key to success in this hobby. The combination of rarity, demand, and storytelling potential turns an error coin into a piece of art. Every minting error tells a unique tale of mechanical failure, human oversight, and historical context, and collectors love coins that capture those moments. So, if you want to start your own treasure hunt, here are a few expert tips to guide your search. Always start by examining your pennies closely. Focus on the date and mint mark area first, then inspect Lincoln's profile, especially his ear and the inscriptions above his head. A doubled ear or doubled lettering should immediately catch your attention. Lighting and magnification are your best friends here. A simple jeweler's loupe or a smartphone macro lens can help you spot small details that most people miss. Next, once you think you've found an error coin, don't rush to sell it. First, confirm the authenticity by comparing it with verified examples online or consulting a professional coin dealer. It's easy for beginners to confuse machine doubling, a less valuable form of doubling caused by vibration, with true die doubling, which carries real collector value. True die doubling appears as raised, rounded secondary images, while machine doubling looks flat or shelf-like. Learning to spot that difference can save you from disappointment and help you focus on real treasures. When it comes to selling, the same golden rules apply as with other valuable coins. Always get your coin professionally graded before you list or auction it. The higher the grade, the more buyers will compete for it. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections are excellent platforms for rare coin sales because they bring serious collectors together from around the world. You might also explore local coin shows or private collector clubs, where dealers can offer in-person appraisals and direct purchases. But remember, knowledge is your greatest advantage. Never sell a rare coin without understanding its full value. Some collectors have accidentally sold $10,000 coins for a few dollars simply because they didn't realize what they had. The coin market thrives on information, and the more you learn, the more you earn. For beginners stepping into the hobby, patience is key. Coin collecting isn't just about profit, it's about discovery, history, and appreciation of the artistry behind every piece. Start by saving interesting pennies from your daily transactions. Look for older coins, especially those before 1982, since they contain more copper and often display higher quality strikes. Organize your finds by decade, inspect each carefully, and note any oddities. Over time, your trained eye will begin to spot small differences that others overlook. Keep your coins clean by handling them only by the edges and avoid polishing or scrubbing them, as that can ruin their surfaces and slash their value. Store them in protective holders, 2x2 flips, or coin capsules, and label them with dates, mint marks, and any error notes, for easy tracking. Remember, even if you don't immediately find a $1 million coin, building a collection of rare errors, variations, and older coins is an investment that grows in value over time, both financially and educationally. The 1984 Pennies story perfectly illustrates the beauty of coin collecting, how one small oversight during minting can lead to a legacy worth millions, sparking endless excitement among treasure hunters and history lovers alike. It teaches us to slow down, to look closer, and to appreciate the tiny details that most people miss. Because sometimes, the difference between 1 cent and $6 million is just one extra ear on Lincoln's portrait. And that's the magic of numismatics, the power to transform ordinary objects into priceless artifacts. So as you continue your quest with the coin's quest, remember this: the next time you receive change at a store, take a moment to look at each coin. You never know when that next 1984 double-ear penny might be staring back at you, quietly waiting to make you part of coin collecting history. Next, 1975 1-cent USA coin, continuing our thrilling adventure into the fascinating universe of rare coin discoveries. Let's turn our attention to one of the most astonishing and mysterious treasures ever uncovered, the 1975 no-mint mark 1-cent USA coin. A coin that has stunned experts and collectors with an estimated value soaring as high as $12 million due to its extraordinary combination of minting errors, missing mint mark, composition anomalies, and historical rarity that has made it one of the most sought-after Lincoln cents in existence. Imagine holding in your hand what appears to be an ordinary 1975 penny, a coin millions of Americans once carried in their pockets daily, only to discover that this small copper piece could change your life forever. That's the kind of story that keeps the world of coin collecting alive with excitement, and this particular coin is a prime example of how a seemingly simple mistake at the US Mint can turn into a multi-million-dollar phenomenon decades later. The 1975 no-mint mark penny was officially struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not use mint marks on 1-cent coins at that time. But what makes this coin so incredibly valuable isn't just the missing mint mark itself. It's the unique set of minting errors and die variations that appeared in a select few specimens that somehow escaped into circulation before being noticed by the minting authorities. These coins exhibit features unlike any standard 1975 Lincoln cent, including double die obverse effects, die cracks, planchet impurities, and off-center strikes, which together make each surviving specimen a one-of-a-kind relic. Collectors and grading experts who have examined verified examples describe faint but clear doubling on Lincoln's profile, particularly around his eye, ear, and the lettering of Liberty, as well as subtle ghost images around the date and the phrase, "In God We Trust." These doubling effects are caused by a slight misalignment during the hubbing process, where the die receives more than one impression at a slightly different angle. It's a minting imperfection that, while unintended, creates a visually fascinating result and adds significant numismatic value. But what really takes the 1975 no-mint mark penny into the realm of million-dollar collectibles is the planchet composition. Some of these coins were reportedly struck on leftover planchets from earlier years with a slightly different metal content, producing coins with an unusual weight or color tone. While regular 1975 pennies were made primarily of copper, 95% copper and 5% zinc, certain era examples display a richer, reddish hue or even a faintly golden luster, suggesting a different metal mixture that might have been used accidentally during production. When you combine the rare composition, doubled die features, and the overall scarcity of surviving examples in pristine condition, you get the perfect storm for creating a numismatic legend. And that's exactly what the 1975 no-mint mark 1 cent has become, a coin so rare that even whispers of its discovery can send waves of excitement across collector communities worldwide. For instance, one such specimen, graded in mint state condition, MS67 or higher, by leading certification authorities like PCGS or NGC, can fetch astronomical prices at auction, with estimates and private offers easily reaching into the multi-million-dollar range. High-grade versions maintain their original mint luster, crisp details, and no signs of wear, proving that they were likely preserved carefully or never entered full circulation, making them exceedingly rare. Now you might be wondering, how can such a small detail make a penny worth $12 million? The answer lies in the core principles of numismatics: rarity, condition, and demand. When a mistake happens at the mint and only a handful of coins are affected, those pieces become instant collectibles because they represent something that wasn't meant to exist, a glitch in the perfection-driven process of coin manufacturing. Add to that decades of mystery, stories of lost examples, and the enduring fascination with Lincoln pennies, and you have a perfect recipe for skyrocketing value. But for beginners and passionate hobbyists, this story carries an even more exciting message. These rare coins aren't buried in treasure vaults or museum collections alone. Some of them are still waiting to be discovered in regular coin rolls, old jars, or inherited collections. That's why knowing what to look for is the key to unlocking your own life-changing discovery. If you come across a 1975 penny, the first step is to inspect it carefully under good lighting. Check the area below the date for the absence of a mint mark. It should be blank, as expected from Philadelphia strikes, but pay attention to the fine details. Is there any doubling in the letters or numbers? Are there strange lines running across the coin, which could indicate die cracks? Is the rim perfectly round, or does it appear slightly off-center? Each of these small irregularities could mean your coin is part of that ultra-rare group. A digital scale can also be a powerful tool. Genuine 1975 pennies should weigh around 3.11 grams. But if yours deviates even slightly, it could be due to a different planchet composition, making it even more valuable. The next vital step after identifying possible errors is authentication and grading. Many collectors rush to sell coins they think are rare, but without certification, potential buyers may hesitate. Sending your coin to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC ensures you get an official evaluation, which dramatically boosts its credibility and market value. Graded coins are encapsulated in tamper-proof holders that preserve their condition and display essential information like mint year, era type, and grade. Once you have a graded and verified rare coin, the next exciting phase begins: selling it for maximum profit. The best places to sell such high-value coins are major auction houses, including Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Legend Rare Coin Auctions, which specialize in rare U.S. currency and have global buyer networks. They handle marketing, bidding, and authentication, ensuring your coin reaches the right audience of serious collectors and investors. Alternatively, private sales through certified dealers can also yield impressive offers, though you'll want to work with professionals affiliated with reputable organizations such as the American Numismatic Association, ANA, or Professional Numismatists Guild, PNG, to ensure fairness and transparency. Online platforms like eBay can also be an option for lower-tier coins, but for million-dollar rarities like the 1975 no-mint mark penny, formal auctions are the safest route. And timing matters. Selling when rare coin demand is high, often during periods of economic uncertainty or media buzz about coin discoveries, can push prices even higher. Beyond the potential financial gain, coins like the 1975 no-mint mark 1 cent represent an incredible slice of history. Each one carries with it the craftsmanship of its era, the technological limitations of the minting process, and the unpredictability of human and mechanical error. These imperfections are what make coin collecting such an emotionally rewarding hobby. It's not just about the money, but about holding a tangible connection to the past, something that millions of hands may have touched but never truly seen for what it was. For beginners entering this fascinating world, the lessons from coins like the 1975 no-mint mark penny are invaluable. Always observe, research, and learn. Invest in basic tools such as a magnifying glass, a scale, and a good coin reference book. Stay informed about market trends, error types, and auction results. Join collector forums, attend coin shows, and engage with YouTube channels like The Coin's Quest, where enthusiasts share insights, discoveries, and success stories. Remember, the journey of becoming a skilled collector is built on curiosity and patience. It's about training your eyes and mind to catch the rare details others overlook. Never clean your coins, as doing so destroys their original surface and drastically lowers their grade and value. Instead, store them properly in protective holders or archival safe flips, away from moisture, heat, and direct sunlight. Keep an inventory of your collection, noting down where and when you found each piece, as provenance adds credibility and context that can enhance future value. And above all, never underestimate the power of a single penny, because as the 1975 no-mint mark 1 cent proves, a coin's true worth often hides beneath layers of time and chance. Somewhere out there, more of these extraordinary pennies might still exist, waiting quietly in old jars, dusty drawers, or forgotten boxes in attics, and maybe, just maybe, one of them will end up in your hands. So, as you continue your journey with the Coin's Quest, keep searching, keep learning, and keep believing that the next time you reach into your pocket, you might just pull out a coin that could change your life forever. One tiny, copper-colored miracle worth $12 million, born from a beautiful mistake at the U.S. Mint half a century ago. Next, 1980 no-mint mark 1 cent USA coin, a stunning piece of minting history estimated to be worth a jaw-dropping $7 million because of its exceptional rarity, mysterious production flaws, and series of minting errors that make it one of the most extraordinary and talked about Lincoln cents ever struck. At first glance, this coin appears to be just another ordinary penny, the classic copper hue, Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But beneath that familiar design lies a story of imperfection, chance, and fortune that continues to fascinate experts more than 4 decades later. The 1980 no-mint mark penny is officially attributed to the Philadelphia Mint, which at the time was transitioning between technological updates and coin production, and that period of adjustment gave rise to some of the most intriguing errors in U.S. minting history. While Philadelphia traditionally did not include mint marks on 1-cent coins until 1980, what makes this particular issue remarkable is not just the missing mark, it's the combination of striking errors, die deterioration, planchet irregularities, and doubling effects that appeared on a very limited number of these coins, making them unique even among other Philadelphia-struck pieces. Collectors have identified that the most valuable examples of the 1980 no-mint mark penny display a range of stunning imperfections, starting with doubled die verse details visible in the inscriptions. "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 1980. Under magnification, these letters show clear shadow-like doubling caused by a misalignment in the die creation process. Unlike mechanical doubling, which flattens details, true die doubling results in raised and rounded secondary impressions, which gives these coins a distinct three-dimensional appearance that collectors find irresistible. The Liberty, on some specimens, appears almost doubled in bold relief, while Lincoln's eye and ear on certain examples show traces of dual impressions, small but critical clues that transform an ordinary penny into a piece of numismatic gold. But the story doesn't end there. Several verified 1980 no-mint mark pennies also showed die cracks and die breaks, where the striking die used to press the coin developed small fractures over time. These fractures left raised lines across the coin's surface, sometimes stretching through Lincoln's bust, the date, or the edge lettering. Far from being considered damage, These flaws are treasured by collectors as they confirm that the coin came from a deteriorating die in limited use, meaning only a small batch of coins carries that exact pattern, adding even more exclusivity. Another fascinating feature found on some of these coins is off-center striking, where the coin design is misaligned and doesn't sit perfectly in the center of the planchet, leaving part of the design cut off and part of the blank metal visible. The degree of off-center strike often determines the added value. A shift of 5 to 10% might add a small premium, but one that's 40 to 50% off-center while still showing the full date and design can easily fetch thousands, or even millions in rare cases. And if that's not enough, certain 1980 pennies have been reported with planchet composition errors, where the metal mix seems inconsistent, resulting in coins that are either lighter or heavier than standard, the correct weight being about 3.11 grams. These could have been struck on leftover or foreign planchets, creating even more intrigue and potential value. Some examples have a strange reddish gold tone or darker appearance due to uneven copper plating, and these surface differences have helped distinguish authentic error varieties from normal coins. It's these layers of anomalies, doubling, cracks, composition irregularities, and alignment mistakes, all coming together in a single coin that make the 1980 no-mint mark penny a multimillion-dollar masterpiece and a dream discovery for collectors. The exact number of surviving examples is unknown, but it's believed that only a handful of mint-state specimens with strong doubling and clear die features remain in existence today. Those that have been graded by Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or Numismatic Guarantee Company (NGC) and achieved a grade of MS67 or higher are considered priceless due to their exceptional preservation. Coins in such conditions still retain their original mint luster, sharp details, and no signs of wear, as if they were struck yesterday, the kind of perfection that collectors and investors will pay any price for. But what truly makes this coin fascinating is not just the minting errors but the historical context surrounding it. The early 1980s were a time of economic transition, inflation, and rising copper prices, which led the U.S. Mint to experiment with different metal compositions. By 1982, the penny's composition would shift from 95% copper to a zinc core with a thin copper coating to reduce costs. This transitional period in 1980 and 1981 created inconsistencies in the minting process, especially as older equipment was still being used alongside newer die production methods. These inconsistencies are what made the 1980 no-mint mark penny so prone to errors, and today, that unintentional legacy has made it worth millions. Now, if you're a beginner collector or even someone just curious about the coins in your pocket, the big question becomes, how can you spot one of these rare gems yourself? The first rule of thumb is simple: inspect every penny carefully, especially those from 1980, under good lighting or with a magnifying glass. Focus your attention on Lincoln's face, the lettering around the rim, and the date. If you notice any unusual doubling, raised lines, or distortions, don't ignore them. Turn the coin under different angles of light, as certain forms of doubling or cracks become more visible when the coin is tilted. Check the color and weight if possible. An accurate digital scale can reveal whether your coin's composition deviates from the norm, which might signal a planchet error. Remember, not all errors are obvious at first glance. Some of the most valuable coins in history were once mistaken for ordinary change until someone took the time to look closer. Once you've found a coin that looks promising, the next critical step is authentication and grading. Send it to a reputable service like PCGS or NGC for verification. These organizations will not only confirm its authenticity but will also certify the specific error type and assign a condition grade, which can make all the difference in determining its market value. For example, a 1980 no-mint mark double-die penny graded MS67 could be worth millions, while the same coin in circulated condition might still bring in several $1,000s, proof that even worn examples can change your life. After grading, it's time to decide where and how to sell it. For coins of this magnitude, major auction houses such as Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections are your best bet. They specialize in high-end numismatic items, provide expert promotion, and attract wealthy buyers who understand the value of such rarities. Some collectors also prefer private sales through certified dealers or coin investment firms for quicker transactions, but ensure that you work only with professionals affiliated with respected organizations like the American Numismatic Association, ANA, or the Professional Numismatists Guild, PNG, to avoid scams or underpricing. The digital world has opened new opportunities too. Certain verified online marketplaces now host exclusive coin auctions where rare coins have fetched record-breaking sums. Timing your sale during a wave of collector interest, such as anniversaries of minting milestones or media stories about rare coin discoveries, can multiply your profits significantly. But beyond the money, the 1980 no-mint mark penny stands as a powerful symbol of why people fall in love with coin collecting in the first place. It's about curiosity, history, craftsmanship, and the thrill of the hunt. Each rare coin tells a story, of a brief mechanical error that created something unforgettable, of decades spent lost in circulation, and of the moment someone finally recognized its hidden worth. Beginners who start their journey today have more resources than ever before to learn, identify, and even profit from such discoveries. By studying verified error examples, reading numismatic guides, and following expert channels like The Coin's Quest, you can sharpen your skills and maybe even spot the next multi-million-dollar coin hiding in plain sight. Always remember the golden rule: never clean your coins, never alter them, and always store them properly. Cleaning destroys the original mint finish and drastically reduces value. Handle your coins by the edges, use gloves if possible, and store them in protective holders or capsules away from air and humidity. Keep records of each find, date, source, and characteristics, because documentation adds credibility that future buyers will appreciate. As you continue your collecting adventure, let the 1980 no-mint mark penny remind you that every coin has a story waiting to be told. Sometimes, what appears to be an ordinary copper cent is actually a multi-million-dollar artifact born from a momentary minting mistake. Somewhere out there, another one may still be resting unnoticed in a coin jar, a desk drawer, or a forgotten box of change.